Hello everyone, this is a question and I'm back with my haul for the month of October. Lots of great stuff. We have my final Right Stuff pickup and my first Crunchyroll pickup. But before I get into the haul, I just want to tell you all a quick story that happened. I had my first time getting scammed on a Reddit swap, Reddit Manga Swap transaction. I've been buying on there now for probably about 4 years, and 95% of the time everything goes smooth. We got no issues. They ship quickly. Everything's in good shape. But this was my first time where I actually got scammed, and I followed all the rules, did everything, was very, did everything according to how I should, and I did eventually get my money back, so it did end up working out in the end. But what happened was someone who was a longtime seller, had lots of positive feedback, was selling a bunch of manga. I just happened to pop on maybe 30 minutes after they put their list up, and one of the series that they were selling was All of Mars, which is a series that I've wanted to collect for a while. And normally I see it all go for in like the 300 to 500 range, and this person was selling a full set in fairly good condition for like a little over 200. So I went ahead and reached out to him. I was like, hey, I definitely want this. We did the PayPal thing. If you're buying stuff on Reddit Swap, just a reminder, always do goods and services. Never let someone talk you into doing friends and family. Friends and family is almost impossible to get your money back on. So thankfully I did do goods and services. But just a reminder, that's an easy way to tell you're getting scammed if someone tries to get you to do friends and family that you don't know. But yeah, so made the payment, we agreed on everything, and this was on like a Thursday or Friday, and he immediately responded and said, oh, I got a lot of stuff going on at work. I'm not going to be able to ship out to the following Thursday. So, that kind of sucked, but it's like, that I have had that happen before, where sometimes it takes 3 to 4 days for people to ship out. This was going to be like 5 business days later. I was like, okay, that's fine, if that's when you can ship out. But that Thursday passed. It was like I think it was like Saturday, and I hadn't heard anything, no tracking number, nothing like that. And so I went ahead and responded and was like, hey, what's going on? No response. Waited a few more days, still no response. I went back to that thread, and it seemed like a bunch of other people that had bought stuff at that same time were having the same issue. He wasn't responding. He was ghosting everybody. So at that point I knew there was definitely something going on. So I reached out to Reddit, and I reached out to PayPal to cancel, to try to get my money back. And even with me having bought it through goods and services through PayPal, it still took over a month for me to get my money back. They had to give the guy a week to try to respond to them. They had to get all the Reddit information. It was just a long hassle of stuff that I had to do and provide them. Reddit did finally ban the person, and then, I got my money back. I didn't hear back from some of the other people. I assume they all went through PayPal and got their money back. But yeah, even if you do everything right, I did everything as I should. I was very careful. I'm always very careful, being aware of there's always people that might try to scam you. But this is the first time that I've actually had it happen. And thankfully, like I said, I did goods and services and I got my money back. But, just letting you guys know, it does happen. So be aware out there, and let's get right into the haul. Okay, so normally when I do these videos, I would end with all my Right Stuff pickups, because that would normally be the largest part of my haul. But as you guys are aware, Crunchyroll has bought out Right Stuff, and I didn't get any pre-orders for October pretty much. I got an order in on like the 1st or 2nd of October, and that had a few of my pre-orders in it, but for the whole month of October, none of my other pre-orders came in. So very small Crunchyroll / Right Stuff order here. So this is actually my last pre-order box that came in from Right Stuff. So we have After We Gazed at the Starry Sky Volume 1. This is a new BL series. I've heard from other people that it's just a one shot, but it does say Volume 1, so I'm going to assume that means there's going to be another volume. We have a new hardcover. We have Betwixt. This is a horror manga anthology. Junji Ito front cover and back cover. If you read the back half of this, there's 3 stories by Japanese creators in the typical kind of manga right to left. And then if you flip over to this side, we've got 3 stories by American creators. I have read this. I will talk about it in my October reading log. But it is a really nice looking hardcover, and we get a great Junji Ito cover. Next up, we have Cinderella Closet 3. I really enjoyed volume 1, so I've been picking these up still. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, volume 9. I Am a Witch and My Crush Wants Me to Make a Love Potion, volume 3. Spy Family, volume 10. The Summer Hikaru Died, volume 2. Really enjoyed volume 1. Really great covers here, like the color. And then one of my favorite series, we have Witch Hat Atelier, volume 11. I know we have the spin-off coming. I was supposed to get that this month. Hasn't arrived. So looking forward to that also. So that was all the pre-orders that Right Stuf sent me for the month of October. And I did get one back-ordered volume sent to me from Right Stuf, and that was the Maid Sama Omnibus 1 and 2. So a few months ago, I had ordered all of these volumes. They were on sale, and they sent me all of them, but the first one, which was out of stock at the time, and that must have came back into stock because they sent me that. So now I have all of Maid Sama, and that was the only back-ordered volume that came. Then my official, very last box that was sent to me from Right Stuf. This was using their 15% off coupon that they had for kind of their transitioning over to Crunchyroll. So this is the last shipment that I received from Right Stuf, and I went ahead and ordered the volumes of Sayonara Football, Farewell My Dear Kramer that I did not have. So I already had volumes 1 through 10. So I went ahead and ordered volumes 11, 12, 13, and these pink covers are really great. 14, 15, and 16. I think 16 is the final volume if I'm not mistaken. So I ordered all of those. And then I also ordered all of the volumes of Arakawa Under the Bridge that I didn't have. I had 3 volumes of this series, so I was missing a few. So I went ahead and used this coupon to get that. So we have volume 2. And these are like very random sizes. Like some of these are like kind of thicker omnibus. Some of them are smaller. So we got volume 3, volume 5, volume 7, and all the covers look very different too. And then we have, I think this was the last volume, and that is volume 8. So now I have all of the volumes of Arakawa Under the Bridge, and then also all the volumes of Sayonara Football. And that was my last order from Right Stuf official, their name. So now everything else that I'll be getting will be coming from Crunchyroll. So that was it for my Right Stuf pickups. Okay, and I did get one package from Crunchyroll, and I used a 15% off coupon to kind of just see how Crunchyroll was going to send stuff. So I went ahead and ordered a volume that I hadn't pre-ordered, but that I heard great stuff about. And that was, I think that's Timon's B-Side, or Timon's B-Side Volume 1. Heard great stuff about this series, so I went ahead and grabbed that. And then I also picked up a box set that I've been meaning to pick up forever, and that is the Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind box set. I have not opened this yet. This package just came in not too long ago, but really nice box set. It did come in really great condition. I'm really excited to read this. I really enjoyed Shuna's journey, and I enjoy Miyazaki's films, so figure I'd give this box set a try. It looks really nice. And that was everything from Crunchyroll. Okay, and I've got a very small pile of stuff from Amazon, third party, and eBay. I don't remember which is which, but these all came from one of those two. So I now have all of the Fumi Yoshinaga books, other than a few random What Did You Eat Yesterday later volumes I haven't got, but I finally now have all of her older works. And so we have Truly Kindly here. We have Lovers in the Night. We have Ichi Genmei, The First Class is Civil Law, volumes 1 and 2. This is a short set. And these are kind of really nice releases, actually. And most of these Fumi Yoshinaga older series are fairly cheap. Like most of these were like on Amazon for like a few bucks. There's only kind of a few random later volumes of some of the older ones that are a little more expensive, but you can find most of her early kind of BL works for a fairly cheap price. So here is volume 2. And then I was missing one random volume of Oku. I had ordered all of Oku from Right Stuff months ago, and they had all the volumes in stock, but they never got in volume 9, which was weird because it was in stock kind of everywhere else. So I just went ahead and ordered it from Amazon. So here is volume 9, and that concludes all of Oku. So I now have everything from Yoshinaga, other than, like I said, a few random volumes of What Did You Eat Yesterday, which those are fairly easy to get. So that was everything from eBay and Amazon. Next up, we have one order from Alibris. Probably going to try to start ordering from Alibris a little bit more now that Right Stuff has transitioned into Crunchyroll. I'm not that happy about kind of the way Crunchyroll has been sending stuff out, so I'm kind of going to start looking for other places to buy manga, and it's been a little while since I've ordered from Alibris. So with a coupon there, they're always having coupons, which is good. I went ahead and ordered all of, or most of, a series that I'd never heard of, but I heard someone talk about and looked interesting. I think it's Kakurio, Bed and Breakfast or Spirits. This is a Shoujo Beat title that is still ongoing, so I got volumes 1, 2. Kind of reminds me of Natsume's Book of Friends, which I've been wanting to read, but they've never, a lot of the older volumes are still out of stock. So there's 4, 5, 6. So most of these were like, with the coupon, like $5 a volume, a little bit more than $5 a volume. So couldn't beat that. And I think volume 9 either just came out or is the next volume coming out. But I got all of first 8 volumes of this series. If you've read this series, let me know your thoughts. But just looked interesting. It has good reviews on Goodreads, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And that was everything from Alibris. I have a very small bunch of Barnes & Noble pre-orders. So first off, we have My Picture Diary. This is a drawn and quarterly book. Fortunately, as you can see here, we got some kind of dings on the corner, which is a little disappointing when you buy nice hardcovers that are a little pricier and they come dinged up. But this is more of a picture book, you know, kind of a little story off to the left and then pictures on the right. But I've heard really good things about this one. So there is that. We have a long-delayed manhwa. I don't even remember pre-ordering this, but I must have. It must have looked interesting to me when I pre-ordered this, but it came, like every month or two I would get an email that this got delayed. So this got delayed like, I don't know, maybe a year. And that is Savage Garden Volume 1. If you've read this one, let me know. It looks like, kind of gives me similar vibes to The Heart of Thomas type story, so we'll see. And then we have one that I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about, that's Kafka. I don't think I have anything by this publisher, Pushkin Press, but this is a really nice looking release. It's actually looks like it's kind of a stand, like they flipped it, but when you actually open the book, it tells you to go to this side to read it. And so this is a manga adaptation of Kafka's work. Really nice artwork here. But yeah, it says here that they've got some more stuff coming, so I don't know if all of this is manga or if this is, you know, more novels. But I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out. Really nice looking cover and release. And then lastly, we have Nina the Starry Bride. This one I didn't pre-order, but I just randomly picked up in a store just because I've heard great things about it, and great looking cover. Really nice release from Kodansha. And that was it from Barnes & Noble. Okay, so this last group is going to be all the stuff I picked up from local used bookstores. This section of my hauls is usually not that big, but I found a ton at local used bookstores this month. They had, and I left a bunch that, you know, I was kind of not wanting to go too overboard on the amount of stuff. I had already bought too much, and they had a ton of Shoujo Beat titles that I found, a bunch of stuff that I'd never heard of that looked interesting, but I kind of, you know, had to pace myself. So a lot of great used bookstore pickups, mainly from Bookman's and Zia Records. Those are the two ones that I go to fairly frequently. They have a lot of locations here in Arizona. So let's get into it. So first we have Takane and Hana volume 17. I think I'm missing like 4 or 5 volumes of this series. So I picked up this. We have a one-shot shoujo beat that I never heard of, Yumi Kira Dream Shop. I like one-shots, so I always pick those up if I can find them for cheap. And most of these were like $5 to $6 a volume, so fairly cheap. We have another one-shot, Gaba Kawa, another shoujo beat one-shot. We have a series that I've been meaning to collect, and that is the case study of Vanitas. Found some volumes of that used in good condition. So we have volume 1, some really nice covers here, 2. And I haven't read anything by this creator. I do have the Pandora Hearts box set because, you know, when it came out, I decided to buy it, but I haven't got to read it yet. So they had 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. We have another one-shot, and this is a Tokyo Pop, fairly recent BL one. This is This Wonderful Season with You. It is a thicker, almost like a 2-in-1 size BL, heard good things about. We've got another shoujo beat series, and this one just looked interesting to me. For cheap, it's a shorter 5-volume series, and that is Imadoki Nowadays, I think is how you pronounce that. This is by the same creator as Fushigi Yugi, a series that I picked up a few months ago that I've not started reading, but I went ahead and grabbed all 5 volumes of this. So here was 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and volume 5. Okay, continuing on, we have a short 3-volume series called Let's Dance a Waltz. This is by the same creator of the fairly popular new series Something's Wrong with Us. She also did Kitchen Princess. And yeah, so I just went ahead and grabbed this. It's only 3 volumes. Figured I'd give it a shot. It's Let's Dance a Waltz. This is a Kodansha, older Kodansha book. So there is that. We have another Shoujo Beat short series that's never heard of, but has a cat on the cover. Figure I would try it. We have The Earl and the Fairy, volumes 1. I'm going to guess this is some sort of dark fantasy romance series. We have 3. And then we have the final volume, volume 4. With a very fancy cat on the back cover. We've got 2 volumes of a series that looked interesting that's fairly recent, and that is Magic Artisan Dahlia Wilts No More. Really great looking covers here, and they had volumes 1 and 2. I don't know how far this is up to, maybe 4 or 5, I think. And then similar looking books, I found a ton of volumes of Snow White with the Red Hair, another series I've been really looking forward to checking out. I have volume 1. But I got a bunch of this, so we have volume 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that was all of Snow White with the red hair they had. Okay, and the last stack, we got a lot more, some more Shoujo Beat series. We have The Water Dragon's Bride. This is by the same creator of Dawn of the Arcana and The King's Beast. I already had volume 1 of this that I picked up a few months ago at a used store, and this place had all the rest of the volumes, so I got volume 2, volume 3, really nice covers, volume 4. I like really bright, colorful covers. We have 5, 6, and I've heard this one's not quite as good as her other series, but I would, you know, it was cheap. I figured I'd give it a shot. 8, 9, 10, and then the final volume, volume 11. And then the final thing I picked up from local used stores was this giant 4-in-1. I hadn't really seen a 4-in-1 omnibus before. And so I just kind of randomly picked this up. I do enjoy horror series. This one kind of gave me vibes that it was going to be not really up my alley. But I went ahead and picked it up anyways. And that was another in this huge 4-in-1. I did read this month. It is pretty hard to read without breaking the spine, so I'm very surprised that the previous owner didn't do it, and I was reading it very carefully, so I didn't break the spine. But it was fairly cheap. I think this was like 12 bucks for this giant 4-in-1 omnibus, and I did read this month, so I'll talk about this in my reading log for Halloween. I read this, and that was everything I picked up in the month of October. Okay, so that was everything that I picked up in the month of October. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I am right at about 800 subscribers, a little under, so love to get over 800 subscribers by the end of the year. If you enjoy any of these series, anything you think I should read, any recommendations, please let me know in the comments. Anything you thought about this haul, let me know in the comments. And I will have a reading log video up probably in the next week for everything that I read in October, focusing on Halloween, horror, scary themed books. A lot of great stuff I read in the month of October. I read a ton of stuff, but that is it, and I will see you in the next video. Everybody have a great month of November.